Hi, JJ here with the Art of Value. Welcome. Well, today we're going to look at what Google's saying in their latest I/O keynote, where they went through their AI capabilities, what they're about to roll out in the coming months to keep pace with what Microsoft and OpenAI are doing. Obviously, there's been talk behind the scenes that they've been kind of scrambling, but they have been working on it for years, and it shows here there's some really useful things. And this shows the competition between Microsoft and Google is well alive. The race is on in terms of AI. Whether that's a good thing or not is another matter. But let's see what Google's got versus what Microsoft and OpenAI have got.
As an AI-first company, we are at an exciting inflection point. Let me start with a few examples of how generative AI is helping to evolve our products. Let's say you got this email that your flight was canceled. The airline has sent a voucher, but what you really want is a full refund. You could reply and use Help Me Write. Just type in the prompt of what you want, an email to ask for a full refund, hit create, and a full draft appears. As you can see, it conveniently pulled in flight details from the previous email.
That's impressive.
And it looks pretty close to what you want to send. Maybe you want to refine it further. In this case, a more elaborate email might increase the chances of getting the refund.
Even more impressive.
And there you go. I think it's ready to send. Help Me Write will start rolling out as part of our Workspace updates. The next example is Maps.
Very good release from Google. It will be when it is actually released. We can see the competition developing with Microsoft here. Microsoft Office products will have that kind of thing. So they're kind of neck and neck now after Google taking a long time, seeming to take a long time to get it together, is rolling out these suite of products. Let's see what else they've got.
Another product made better by AI is Google Photos. Every month, 1.7 billion images are edited in Google Photos. AI advancements give us more powerful ways to do this. Let's have a look. This is a great photo, but as a parent, you always want your kid at the center of it all. And it looks like the balloons got cut off in this one. So you can go ahead and reposition the birthday boy. Magic Editor automatically recreates parts of the bench and balloons that were not captured in the original shot. As a finishing touch, you can punch up the sky. It changes the lighting in the rest of the photo so the edit feels consistent. It's truly magical. We are excited to roll out Magic Editor in Google Photos later this year.
Okay, so that's obviously, rather than Microsoft, that's sort of attacking Adobe, isn't it? Adobe Photoshop. I use Photoshop for various things I have over the years. So if they could improve Google Images, they've got a lot of people using images. And so if they could make this really easy, it could cut into Adobe's moat there. Adobe is, I was going to say monopoly, but they're so dominant in the creative industries. Pretty much every designer, every creative who works with digital images has got Adobe's suite of products. So Google looks like they could be using AI to get into that. There's a difference between a demonstration and actually working with it though. Is it that good, or is that just for the demo? We'll have to see what happens, but it's an interesting development for sure.
Our ability to make AI helpful for everyone relies on continuously advancing our foundation model. Today, we are ready to announce our latest PaLM model in production, PaLM 2. PaLM 2 builds on our fundamental research and our latest infrastructure. It's highly capable at a wide range of tasks and easy to deploy. We are announcing over 25 products and features powered by PaLM 2 today. PaLM 2 models deliver excellent foundational capabilities across a wide range of sizes.
Okay, so it'll be interesting to see the differences here between GPT. This is a product that goes up against GPT, Microsoft's product, or OpenAI, heavily invested in by Microsoft, running on the Microsoft infrastructure, of course. So let's see what they've got that can compete. This is definitely Google versus Microsoft here. The big mega techs against each other in AI. The race is on.
PaLM 2 models are stronger in logic and reasoning thanks to broad training on scientific and mathematical topics. It's also trained on multilingual text, spanning over 100 languages. So it understands and generates nuanced results.
Okay.
Another example is MedPaLM 2. In this case, it's fine-tuned on medical knowledge. This fine-tuning achieved a 9x reduction in inaccurate reasoning when compared to the model, approaching the performance of clinician experts who answered the same set of questions. In fact, MedPaLM 2 was the first language model to perform at expert level on medical licensing.
It's interesting, just an anecdote there. I saw an interview with AI. Somebody was doing an interview with GPT-4 recently, and they asked GPT-4 itself how AI, what would happen to AI in the coming year, and it suggested that healthcare would be a big area where it becomes ubiquitous or everyday use, and other cases that it thought that this would be the year that AI would go sort of into everyday use. And what we're seeing that here with Google and Microsoft, that is starting to happen already.
And is currently the state of the art. We are also working to add capabilities to MedPalm 2 so that it can synthesize information from medical imaging like plain films and mammograms. You can imagine an AI collaborator that helps radiologists interpret images and communicate the results.
That's good.
Palm 2 is the latest step in our decade-long journey to bring AI in responsible ways to billions of people.
Notice you mentioned responsible ways there. Obviously, there's been criticism with GPT-4 just opening, or OpenAI opening it out. So Google at pains to say that they're going to be responsible with it, whatever that means.
Progress made by two world-class teams, the Brain team and Deepmind. We recently brought these two teams together into a single unit, Google Deepmind.
So there's questioning of that too. Having these two teams, Deepmind and Brain, together. Deepmind was a company by itself, so they brought them together in this one AI team as part of their race, their challenge to the other side, being Microsoft and OpenAI.
Resources of Google, they are focused on building more capable systems safely and responsibly. This includes our next generation foundation model, Gemini, which is still in training. Gemini was created from the ground up to be multimodal, highly efficient at tool and API integrations, and built to enable future innovations like memory and planning. While still early, we are already seeing impressive multimodal capabilities not seen in prior models. Once fine-tuned and rigorously tested for safety, Gemini will be available at various sizes and capabilities.
Okay, he's talking about the next stage there. So GPT-5, and they're working on this model that's training at the moment. One of the things with Bard, as we'll see in this presentation, is it's web connected, where ChatGPT is just getting there, but not in wide release. It definitely is in Bing. When you ask questions there, it definitely goes out to the web and brings it back, which is a step way beyond Siri, and Bard is matching that step for step as well, from what I've experienced from just using it.
We're also deeply investing in AI responsibility. This includes having the tools to identify synthetically generated content whenever you encounter it. If you look at a synthetic image, it's impressive how real it looks. So you can imagine how important this is going to be in the future.
So that's to say whether it's an AI generated image or not, because it's going to be very hard to tell. It already is difficult to tell. I've been looking at some of the new images coming out from Midjourney and other platforms. It's very hard to tell now whether it's real or not. So Google's saying there could be a watermark, but whether people actually use it or not, whether they force people to use it, is another story. We'll have to see what happens.
Metadata allows content creators to associate additional context with original files, giving you more information whenever you encounter an image. We'll ensure every one of our AI-generated images has that metadata. As models get better and more capable, one of the most exciting opportunities is making them available for people to engage with directly. That's the opportunity we have with Bard.
Large language models have captured the world's imagination.
Okay, here we go, the large language model. So this ChatGPT, what's Google got to match ChatGPT? It's Bard, and I've been using it, and I think it's good. Sometimes it hallucinates, but it's early days. They call it an experiment. They are releasing this to keep pace with ChatGPT.
With Palm 2, Bard's math, logic, and reasoning skills made a huge leap forward, underpinning its ability to help developers with programming. Bard can now collaborate on tasks like code generation, debugging, and explaining code snippets. Bard has already learned more than 20 programming languages. So
ChatGPT or GPT from Microsoft, this is pretty strong. I've heard good stories. I'm not a coder myself, but I've heard that it's been very helpful. There's talk of making developers into kind of 10x developers, speeding up production. It can help you code.
In the next few weeks, Bard will become more visual, both in its responses and your prompts.
Okay.
So if you ask, what are some must-see sites in New Orleans? Bard's going to use Google Search and the Knowledge Graph to find the most relevant images.
Okay, this is the thing about Google. Lots of images, and it's connected to maps as well. So things like this, where you might be going on a journey to New Orleans. So you can, all these Google products that it's connected to, the platforms and huge number of users it's already got, that's going to be really helpful.
Porter, the Garden District. These images are really giving me a much better sense of what I'm exploring. We'll also make it easy for you to prompt Bard with images, giving you even more ways to explore and create.
By the way, if you're watching on YouTube and getting value out of this video so far, please hit that like button to help to spread it to more people. I really appreciate that. Thanks.
Imagine I'm 18 and I need to apply to college. So I'm thinking about colleges, but I'm not sure what I want to focus on. I'm into video games, and what kinds of programs might be interesting? Okay, this is a helpful head start. Animation looks pretty interesting. Now I could ask, help me find colleges with animation programs in Pennsylvania. Okay, great. That's a good list of schools. Now to see where these are.
So part of this thing is being up to date. ChatGPT, it's often said that the training has been for like a year ago or last year, and things are moving so fast, but now we're having these models being connected to the web so they can pull in information on, say, new courses from universities and what's going on now. It was a little bit of a drawback for ChatGPT when it kept saying that I'm not connected to the web, I only know things back in history, which was even a few months ago, is a long time ago when you're searching for current things. I've been searching on Bard for, say, Google Trends, what's trending now on certain topics, what's going on, and it's able to pull that data in immediately. It's so much more useful. But I mean, it's matching with Bing. Bing does that too. Bing is able to do that. I've been using Bing for a few weeks and it can do that too. So again, neck and neck, Microsoft and Google.
I might now say, show these on a map.
Although Google obviously has the dominant platform when it comes to search, so they'll be integrating this with search, which as you talk about.
Google Maps to visualize where the schools are. Super helpful, and it's exciting to see that there's plenty of options not too far from home. Now let's start organizing things a bit. Show these options as a table.
Using Google Maps.
Nice. Structured and organized, but there's more I want to know. Add a column showing whether they're public or private schools.
Okay, so
perfect.
It's going to be attached to the spreadsheets, and Microsoft can do this too, and so their suite of products. But you know, Google Sheets, which I actually use, this is good if it can start building a table or a spreadsheet for you.
And now let's move this to Google Sheets so my family can jump in later to help me with my search. You can see how easy it will be to get a jump start in Bard and quickly have something useful to move over to apps like Docs or Sheets to build on with others. There
you go. That's good. So you can search for things in Bard, get Bard to do things, and then transfer it over to the existing Google Docs or Sheets. That's good. But Microsoft can do the same thing inside their products as well, of course.
But that's just the start. Bard will be able to tap into all kinds of services from across the web, with extensions from incredible partners like Instacart, Indeed, Khan Academy, and many more. We are removing the waitlist and opening up Bard to over 180 countries and territories.
Recently become available in the country I'm in, New Zealand. It wasn't before, which is a bit frustrating. So these extensions that she's talking about to different products, I've seen they're going to have one for Spotify. It mentions AI music. I don't know how that's going to work. Are you going to be able to create AI music? I doubt that. Or is it just going to help you search for things? I'm not sure, but there's going to be a whole bunch of plugins or extensions for both products from both companies, from OpenAI, Microsoft, and Google, I think. So it's going to be really interesting this year as these things start to roll out. These plugins or extensions doing a lot more on products and platforms that we already use.
And now, to hear more about how large language models are enabling next generation productivity features right in Workspace, I'll hand it over to Aparna.
From the very beginning, Workspace was built to allow you to collaborate in real time with other people. Now, you can collaborate in real time with AI. AI can act as a coach, a thought partner, a source of inspiration, as well as a productivity booster across all of the apps of Workspace. Our first steps with AI as a collaborator were via the Help Me Write feature in Gmail and Docs, which launched to trusted testers in March.
So obviously this is similar to ChatGPT. It's been helping me write. I don't know about you, but if you've been asking it to write things, whether it be summarize things, there's a plugin that I've been using to summarize articles from the web. So let's see what Google's able to do.
One of our most popular use cases is the trusty job description. Every business, big or small, needs to hire people. A good job description can make all the difference.
It's going to speed up productivity, being able to write things like job descriptions and whatever, and then you go in and edit it. It's going to speed up productivity, I think. I think it's already doing this.
Here's how Docs has been helping. Say you run a fashion boutique and need to hire a textile designer. To get started, you enter just a few words as a prompt. Senior level job description for textile designer. Docs will take that prompt, send it to our PaLM2-based model, and let's see what I got back. Not bad. With just 7 words, the model came back with a good starting point, written out really nicely for me.
The starting point.
Now you can take that
Fast.
and customize it for the kind of experience, education, and skill set that this role needs, saving you a ton of time and effort.
So it's becoming obvious that Google is not behind at all. They just haven't been releasing it. They've been doing a lot of work in the background, as I said, for years and years.
Prompts are a powerful way of collaborating with AI. The right prompt can unlock far more from these models. What if AI could proactively offer you prompts? Even better, what if these prompts were actually contextual and changed based on what you're working on?
So Gmail's been doing this kind of thing for a while. As you're writing, suggesting things that you're going to, predicting things that you might want to write. Again, AI is kind of a prediction, very good at predicting. So here it's contextual predicting, which sounds really, really interesting.
We've already written a few paragraphs, but now we're stuck. Let's get some help. As you can see, we launched a side panel, something the team fondly calls Sidekick. Sidekick instantly reads and processes the document and offers some really neat suggestions, along with an open prompt dialogue. If we look closely, we can see some of the suggestions, like what happened to the golden seashell?
We can see a time when most products will have this kind of AI behind them for sure. Things are changing so fast. Productivity is going to increase, I think, and many products, all those products that we use now, the SaaS models are going to change to have AI behind them. They already is happening.
What are common mystery plot twists? Let's try the seashell option and see what it comes back with. Now, what's happening behind the scenes is that we've provided the entire document as context to the model, along with the suggested prompt, and let's see what we got back. The golden seashell was eaten by a giant squid that lives in the cove. This is a good start. Let's insert these as notes so that we can continue our little project. And this is exactly what AI can help with. I see a new suggestion on there for generating images. Let's see what this does. The story has a village, a golden seashell, and other details. And instead of having to type all of that out, the model picks up these details from the document and generates images.
Well, that's going to be useful too. Say you're creating a blog post or something, you need to use an image that's not copyrighted to somebody else that you don't have to pay for. You can just generate an image.
Next up, we're going to talk about search. To give you a sense of how we are bringing generative AI in search.
There's been a lot of talk about how they're going to integrate it into search, and of course how they're going to earn money from it, because Google search is their main product. That's where they earn their money. So how are they going to integrate AI into it and still make money from these ads? Let's see how we might be able to see that with what they're planning.
Let's start with a search for what's better for a family with kids under 3 and a dog, Bryce Canyon or Arches. Now, although this is the question that you have, you probably wouldn't ask it in this way today. You'd break it down into smaller ones, sift through the information, and then piece things together yourself. Now, search does the heavy lifting for you. What you see here looks pretty different, so let me first give you a quick tour.
Okay, again, it's giving you one answer rather than lots of links like we had before. We've got one answer like ChatGPT does, but with Google, we've got integrated products with it, images and that sort of thing. Let's see what they say.
You'll notice a new integrated search results page, so you can get even more out of a single search.
So they can
There's
put
an
ads in here.
AI-powered snapshot that quickly gives you the lay of the land on a topic. And so here you can see that while both parks are kid-friendly, only Bryce Canyon has more options for your furry friend.
So you can see that they have where they could insert ads in here if they wanted to. They could keep doing that. Associated with the content, definitely they already have a lot of ads that they could put in there.
Dig deeper, there are links included in the snapshot. You can also click to expand your view, and you'll see how the information is corroborated. So you can check out more details and really explore the richness of the topic.
They could put ads all through here if they wanted to without overdoing it. They could integrate ads in. So if you're traveling and you want to find out ads in context of what you're searching for.
This new experience builds on Google's ranking and safety systems that we've been fine-tuning for decades. These new generative AI capabilities will make search smarter and searching simpler. Let's say you're searching for a good bike for a 5-mile commute with hills.
Here we go, searching for an actual product. So this is where ads come in. They're always thinking about ads all the way along.
It can be a big purchase, so you want to do your research. In the AI-powered snapshot, you'll see important considerations like motor and battery for taking on those hills, and suspension for a comfortable ride. Right below that, you'll see products that fit the bill, each with images, reviews, helpful descriptions, and current pricing. This is built on Google's shopping graph, the world's most comprehensive data set of constantly changing products, sellers, brands, reviews, and inventory out there with over 35 billion listings. And for commercial queries like this, we also know that ads can be especially helpful to connect people with useful information and help businesses get discovered online. They're here, clearly labeled, and we're exploring different ways to integrate them as we roll out.
They're already doing it. See that a sponsored appeared, so you've got ads that integrated into the results from the AI search.
And now that you've done some research, you might want to explore more. So right under the snapshot, you'll see the option to ask a follow-up question or select a suggested next step. Tapping any of these options.
See, this is something that hasn't been. It's in ChatGPT with Microsoft's products and Bing, and so they're doing the same thing. This is the reason that Google's share price has been going up recently, because people can now see, investors can now see that Google isn't behind at all. It's been working on things that just hadn't released them yet, and here we are.
In this case, maybe you want to ask a follow-up about e-bikes. So you look for one in your favorite color, red. And without having to go back to square one, Google Search understands your full intent and that you're looking specifically for e-bikes in red that would be good for a 5-mile commute with hills. And even when you're in this conversational mode, it's an integrated experience. So you can simply scroll to see other search results. Now, maybe this e-bike seems to be a good fit for your commute. With just a click, you're able to see a variety of retailers that have it in stock and some that offer free delivery or returns. You'll also see current prices, including deals, and can seamlessly go to a merchant site, check out, and turn your attention to what really matters. These new generative AI capabilities also unlock a whole new category of experiences on search. It could help you create a clever name for your cycling club, craft the perfect social post to show off your new wheels, or even test your knowledge on bicycle hand signals.
So this is similar to Bing. I don't know if you've used Bing yet. If you've got the app, they also have microphone input. So it's like you can ask what I wanted Siri to be, but never was, where instead of just giving you a bunch of links, I'll find that on the web. It finds you the exact answer, and it's more conversational.
These are things you may never have thought to ask Search for before. This new Search generative experience, also known as SGE, will be available in labs, along with some other experiments.
They're not rolling it out just yet. This is part of labs, which I don't have access to, and where I am, maybe it's in the US, it seems like they're rolling it out incrementally, not just releasing it worldwide just yet.
Rolling out in the coming weeks.
AI is not only a powerful enabler, it's also a big platform shift. Every business and organization is thinking about how to drive transformation. That's why we are focused on making it easy and scalable for others to innovate with AI. That means providing the most advanced computing infrastructure, including state-of-the-art TPUs and GPUs.
Okay, they're talking about their infrastructure. Of course, Microsoft has a huge infrastructure as well with Azure, and that was the investment in OpenAI, is being able to use Microsoft's huge infrastructure, which Google has huge infrastructure too. It's kind of needed. It's definitely needed for these AI capabilities. So it's these mega caps companies that can help out here. And OpenAI was a relatively small company, but having access to Microsoft has been beneficial.
As we wrap up, I've been reflecting on the big technology shifts that we've all been a part of. The shift with AI is as big as they come. And that's why it's so important that we make AI helpful for everyone. We are approaching it boldly with a sense of excitement.
Well, that was a fairly comprehensive rundown of what Google's got on offer in terms of AI versus Microsoft and OpenAI. I think it's definitely the race is on. That they've got some really powerful things there. I've already started using Bard, testing it out. It's definitely a beginning, and it's web connected, which is really good. It's very powerful. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. What do you think of what they've announced today in this I.O.? Let me know in the comments if you're on YouTube or on Twitter at The Art of Value. If you're on YouTube, I'm going to put a video up here and here to previous episodes I've made about Microsoft versus Google in this AI race that's developing, and let's see where it goes from here on. But definitely go and watch one of those if you're interested in doing so. Thanks, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching and listening.